What's up guys, it's Brandon Childs, and today we're going over an exercise called back lunges. Now this is my preferred version of all the lunge variations because of its low impact on the joints and its ability to make it easier to focus on your glute and hamstring strength and activation. It's also more beneficial than a traditional squat or deadlift because it's more dynamic, and it's great for balancing out unilateral leg strength to make sure both legs have equal activity. You know, in life, when we do things with our legs, it's usually one-sided or in dynamic positions. We hardly ever use both legs at the same time. So it's very important to train each leg individually to make sure that our bodies are used to doing those, not really advanced, but those single-side movements. So the first thing you want to focus on when you're doing your back lunge begins at the hips. You want to make sure that wherever your toe is pointing, you want this opposite hip to be pointing in the same direction. This is because if it's not, and you begin to twist or step back and lunge like this, you're going to be off balance, and more than likely you're going to roll to the outside of your foot, which is bad mechanics. So make sure this hip is pointing forward, keeps this glute engaged. The next part is when you do begin to step back, you want to make sure that you stay on the inside of this foot. You don't want to roll to the outside because again, you're going to lose balance. So as you step back, the proper distance generally is with this knee between your heel and your toe. You don't want it too far forward. You also don't want it to be too lined up because then you're going to have to shift forward to step forward anyway. And then as far as the back leg, you don't want to step so far back that now you have no way to push off this leg. You have to push off this back foot to come up, where the emphasis is supposed to be on the front leg. So you want to basically make it to where your hip is right over your knee. And this is nice and lined up, so it's a nice, close to almost a 90-degree angle. And then when it comes to the trunk, you want to make sure that you're at a good 45-degree angle. You don't want to be too straight up. You also don't want to be resting your stomach on your thighs like that because then it takes away from the ab engagement and the hip extension. So a good 45-degree angle, and then you can begin to press up. The other thing is you want to make sure that as you come down, when you do begin to press up, you want to keep this hip is going to want to poke out like this. Keep this hip in to make sure this glute is engaged to help you push forward just like that. So all together, this is what it should look like. Hip is forward, inside of the foot, stepping back, knees between the toe, the ankle. And as I push up, I'm pushing up using this leg, trying to minimize the amount of support that I'm giving from the back leg. So it should almost be a single leg squat. If anything, the back leg is kind of just there for balance. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or requests, make sure you leave them in the comments so that I can continue to make content that will bring out your ultra instinct.